Buying in bulk promises economic benefits, and for many families, it's necessary for budget management. But bulk purchasing comes with safety considerations that smaller quantities don't present as acutely. Understanding these risks helps you capture savings without compromising health, and the issues are more subtle than you might expect. The mathematical reality is straightforward. Larger production batches have higher contamination probability simply by volume. If contamination occurs at any point in production, the more units produced in that run, the more units carry contamination. Outbreak investigations frequently trace contamination to large production batches where thousands or tens of thousands of units were affected. When you buy bulk, you're more likely to encounter these contaminated batches simply because they represent more of what's in the distribution system. Extended storage amplifies risks because time is a contamination factor. Products stored for months develop more opportunities for quality degradation, pest contamination, or temperature fluctuations if storage isn't perfect. The 50-pound bag of rice stored for a year has more pest exposure than the 5-pound bag used in a month. The enormous canned goods supply sitting in your basement for 2 years has more time for seal failures than individual cans used quickly. Time isn't your friend with food storage. Handling creates contamination opportunities too. That bulk flour requires scooping repeatedly, and each scoop is a potential contamination source. Hands, utensils, ambient air, and pests all access bulk foods during normal use in ways that sealed individual packages prevent. Repackaging bulk items into smaller containers introduces handling steps where contamination can occur if hygiene isn't rigorous. Specific product categories present unique bulk risks. Bulk rice and grains are vulnerable to pest contamination during storage. Weevils, moths, and other insects infest these products if storage isn't perfectly sealed and pest-free. Large canned goods, particularly institutional-size cans meant for commercial kitchens, pose different risks than consumer-size cans. If a large can requires multiple openings and refrigeration between uses, the product faces exposure and time-temperature abuse that small cans consumed immediately don't face. Frozen bulk meats face temperature abuse risk during home portioning if you're breaking down large packages in a warm kitchen. Safety protocols for bulk purchasers need to address these specific risks. Proper storage containers matter enormously. Airtight, pest-proof containers are essential for bulk dry goods. Storage conditions must be appropriate, cool, dry locations for most shelf-stable items, with temperature and humidity monitoring if storing large quantities long-term. FIFO rotation systems, first in, first out, ensure you use older items before newer ones, preventing excessive storage time. Mark purchase dates on bulk items so you know how old they are. Repackaging requires attention to hygiene. Clean containers thoroughly before refilling. Use clean utensils for portioning. Consider vacuum sealing portions if you have the equipment. This extends quality and reduces contamination exposure. For frozen bulk meat, portion in a cold environment quickly to minimize temperature abuse and refreeze immediately. The calculation framework for deciding when bulk buying makes sense must include safety costs, not just monetary savings. Compare the per-unit price savings against the following. Do you have proper storage capacity? Can you use the quantity before quality deteriorates? Are you introducing handling risks you can adequately manage? If bulk rice saves $30 but half gets infested because your storage isn't pest-proof, you've wasted money and product. If bulk frozen meat saves $50 but your home portioning process results in temperature abuse, you've saved money while introducing illness risk. Contamination incident case studies show bulk purchasing amplifying harm. When a bulk product is contaminated, the consequences for the household are more severe than if they'd purchased smaller quantities. If you have 5 pounds of contaminated flour versus 50 pounds, the exposure potential and waste are different orders of magnitude. This doesn't mean avoid bulk buying. It means recognize that bulk purchasing concentrates your risk with specific products and batches. Bulk buying makes sense for stable, low-risk products you use regularly and can store properly. toilet paper, shelf-stable oils in sealed containers, canned goods with far future expiration dates. It makes less sense for perishable items unless you have excellent storage and will use them quickly. The economic pressure many families face makes bulk buying attractive or necessary, so the solution isn't simply don't buy bulk. The solution is buying bulk strategically, storing properly, rotating inventory systematically, and recognizing which products are safer to bulk purchase than others.